Hi everybody, Brett Eklund here, and today I am going to talk to you about how to switch smoothly from one chord to the next. I've been teaching for 3.5 decades, more than 5,000 students. Everyone has the same problem starting out. Everybody. There's actually 3 steps to playing chords well. Okay, and the first thing that you want to be able to do is make sure that whatever chord you're playing, and I'm going to start with a C chord here, with our first finger on the first fret of the second string, second finger, second fret, fourth string, and third finger, third fret of the fifth string. But you want to make sure that whatever chord that you're playing rings out all of the notes. And the next step is to be able to play a nice smooth rhythm with the chord. The next step is switching from one chord to the next, and that's where all the trouble starts. And I'm going to show you the easiest way to do it. First off, here's what everybody always does when they first start trying it. Is when they're playing a chord, playing along, and then when they go to the next chord, their fingers explode off the fretboard and fall back down in the order of your fingers. So if I'm going to a G to a C, and then 1, 2, 3, that takes way too long. You'll never have enough time to get to the next chord before the next measure. So here's my advice. You want to start off with just one finger. Here's my first finger where it is in the chord C. It's on the first fret of the second string. And then when I go to G, my first finger is on the second fret of the fifth string. So I'm just going to do that one finger, and I'm going to train that finger so that it's pouncing from one fret to the other. And after you do that for a long time, then you will take your first and second finger. So here they are on the C chord, first and second finger. And when I go to G, my first and second finger are here. So notice how they're basically kind of locked together. When you're on the C, you have a string in between, and then when you have a G, they're just on strings that are side by side. So you would practice that for a long time, and you see how they're just kind of going together as a team. And then your third finger now is going to basically, when it goes to G, it's just going to drop. So let's just leave the pinky out of it for a second and just watch that finger drop. And there you go. So you just want to basically, and you want to do that for 1,000,000 times. And then your pinky, where it's just kind of floating in the air on the C chord, it just falls into place on the G. And now I'm pouncing from one chord to the next. All of the fingers are landing at the same time. Now the next chord in this progression is A minor. So from G to A minor, look at this. The first and second finger when we go to A minor are exactly the same as they are in C. It's the same thing we just did. How easy is that? The only difference is that our third finger, now instead of going over here like it did on C, it's going to tuck into that open string, the G string on the second fret there. So we have this, right? And then we're going to go from A minor to F. And A minor to F, the F that I prefer is this F. I call it the John Lennon F. It's technically an F over C. It's like the middle chunk of a bar chord, but it's not as hard as a bar chord, and it's not as wimpy as the traditional folk F. Sounds good, right? It comes from the song. But anyway, so if we go A minor, now we're going to go to F. Notice that our first finger, here it is on A minor, second string, first fret, and here it is on F, same spot. First finger, first fret, second string. So There's no reason to lift it up before you put it right back down to where it was. So we got A minor, and here's our first and second finger. Notice what our second finger does. It just moves over to the next string when it goes to F. And then our third finger pops over to the 3rd fret on the 5th string, and your pinky is up in the air and it'll just fall right into that spot. So it's basically like that. And then F to C is even easier. There's 2 anchor fingers. Your 1st and your 3rd finger stay in the same place. You just lift your pinky and move your 2nd finger over to the 4th string. So the whole idea is to be as smooth as possible with the as minimal movement as possible, as efficient as possible, okay? So, and the progression that I'm playing is just a super popular progression that's in 10,000 pop songs. I call it the 4 chords of the apocalypse. C, what I want you to also notice is that all professional guitar players do this, but you don't really notice it. When I'm switching from chord to chord, you hear I'm hitting the open strings as I switch. If I'll hit it hard. You don't want to hit it hard, you want to hit it soft, so you don't even notice it. So check this out. Hope that helps.